Hi, my name is David Selby, and I'm a professional wedding videographer and photographer. My approach to wedding photography or videography is really very laid back and fun and casual. This is my dog, Captain. Hey, buddy. Mwah. Love you, buddy. I try to create a really comfortable atmosphere for my clients, and probably the best way I can do that is by having like a pre-wedding shoot or an engagement session, so we can just break down all of those uncomfortable barriers, get you used to the camera, and just get to know one another. My hope is that by the end of a shoot or a session, that my clients are ecstatic about what we've created and the experience that they've had. When shooting a session with me, what you'll find out really quickly is that I'm perfectly capable of letting you determine your own poses and what's natural for you. But I'm also very capable of giving you instruction and direction, and maybe half the time the couples that I work with do actually require a little bit more direction and instruction. And so the goal there is just to find what's comfortable for them. And pretty soon I'm kind of letting go of the reins and they're figuring it out on their own. To say that at the end of a session that you're more comfortable in front of the camera than you were when we started, that's a reward within itself. One of the things that sets me apart from other wedding photographers is that I started my business as a wedding videographer. One of the greatest things about being a wedding videographer is that I worked with a ton of wedding photographers, and so I've worked with the newest ones and I've worked with the most experienced ones, just about every kind of wedding photographer you can imagine. And I've learned from every single one of those situations so that I can take that and I can apply it to my own process and my own style. And I think that that's really helped to develop and polish me as a wedding photographer. And so I think that that's a huge benefit to my own experience. I've shot over 200 weddings and I've been in business for over 7 years, so I do have a lot of experience in the realm of wedding photography and videography alike. I keep shooting weddings because I absolutely love the process. I love meeting new people and I love learning new stuff every time I go to a wedding. No wedding is the same, and there's really no better day that you can work with one of your clients than on probably the best day of their lives, which is the wedding day. Working within the realm of weddings, I really have to be ready for any situation that can arise. Whether that's shooting outside on a harsh afternoon, maybe you had an early wedding ceremony, so we've got to get those bridal party photos done in the middle of the afternoon. Or maybe we're in a dim lit reception and you're having your first dance, and fortunately, I've probably dealt with it before, and I'm ready to make something great out of any situation. A lot of people ask about wedding videography when they're booking photography, and they ask, will you shoot video and photo? Whenever you book those two services, or bundle them rather, I will have another shooter there, and it is technically a separate service. I have a handful of videographers who I trust greatly, who do most of my video work anymore. As far as editing goes, I do have an editor who does a lot of my preliminary cuts, and then when it comes to the creative cuts or just finishing up the edit, that's typically where I come in and I make sure that quality control is there before it goes out into the world. When it comes to pricing, I try to stay really reasonable and competitive within the market that I'm in. As far as your investment in me goes, you're going to have my full attention, whether that's just through a phone call, which might be our initial phone call, to writing up your contract, meeting with you for the first time, the engagement session, all of the in-between as far as planning and preparing for your wedding day. Whenever you have questions about the process or itinerary, I'm here to help you along on that journey. And then consider, the time that we're going to put in on your wedding day, even after the wedding. I'm going to be trying to get you teasers just as soon as possible following the wedding. That's usually within 2 weeks. That I'm going to have a Facebook album and and I'm gonna have those ready to go for you so you can get your thank yous out to friends and family, and then within 8 weeks, you're gonna have your full online gallery along with the print rights to your photos so that you can print and shop prints wherever you want. I think booking a professional photographer is a very important thing when it comes to a wedding day, and here's why. Most likely you're going to be spending thousands, if not tens of thousands in some cases, on making this day a success, from the venue to the catering to the flowers and the decor and everything that goes into it. So I think the best way that you can protect that investment that you've made is to have professional photo there capturing the best day of your life so that you can relive it again for years and years to come, hopefully forever. And the same goes for video. I think it's also important that you hire a photographer that you like. I've worked with photographers who are extreme introverts, great artists, but they just don't mesh with the people that they're working with. They don't mesh with the wedding party. They don't command any presence. And then on the extreme opposite end of that, I've worked with photographers who were maybe really expensive and really bossy and really obtrusive throughout the wedding day. I guess I would consider myself to be right in the middle of all that. I like to stay out of the way when I need to be out of the way, but if I need my voice to be heard, fortunately, I think I was blessed with the ability to command a presence, but also to do that in a way that isn't going to put anybody down or bring down the morale. I think that's really important on a wedding day. My approach and my philosophy to wedding photography is really a very laid back one. There are photographers out there who will interrupt your first look or will ask you to stop on your way down the aisle, whether that's down the aisle to see your groom for the first time before the wedding or whether that's walking out while everybody's applauding you. And it's really not my goal to ever interrupt those moments, because I believe while memories are important and a good photo is nice to have, it's more important that you genuinely are into those moments and enjoying and loving them and experiencing them. And I'm going to be doing my very, very best to capture that as it happens, in a real way. Thanks for watching for this long if you've made it this far. If I didn't answer your question, please go look at my website, www.selby-films.com, and you'll see that I answer a lot of questions there too. And you can also see my work and my reviews and see what other people are saying. And if you really want to see the latest stuff that I'm putting out, check me out on Facebook, because I do post a lot of my stuff there. So please get in touch with me anytime. I'd love to meet with you and have a coffee or have a beer or just have lunch and talk about your plans for the wedding day, and maybe I'm the right guy to be there to enjoy it with you. Thanks.